Majo John Madden, Juanito, and Akumal. I'm in my usually quietest place in the whole Pueblo, the big athletic field to the south end of the Pueblo. That's jungle out there, and then eventually Tulum. That's Akumal Bay in that direction. 8 blocks in that direction is my house, the very north end of the Akumal Pueblo. And when I want real quiet, this is where I come. But not today. There's a whole raft of kids here today. And if I've learned anything from the last 5 years of kind of nonstop wandering through the U.S. and Mexico and wandering within myself, it's that nothing stays the same. Everything keeps changing and you can't predict. So today is maybe my last day in Akumal. I go into the hospital tomorrow and there's a real chance I'll never come out. But I thought that yesterday, and after a long day at the hospital, they said, no, that's not serious enough to keep you. You need to go home. So I had to find a way home at the end of a very long day. And I did. And there were angels, as always. But today it feels even more serious that they could find very serious stuff inside of me at the hospital tomorrow. So there's a Spike Lee movie called The 25th Hour, something like that. Middle-class drug dealer, white guy, facing a long prison term, got busted. And he's revisiting his old girlfriend and his old pusher and his old best friend. Everything's kind of in slow motion because it's the last for a long time. That's how it's been feeling to me. I got a bunch of videos downtown of my favorite places. I needed to get to Tequilaville before 5 o'clock because they sometimes close that early on Sundays. And I thought I really needed tequila for the pain I've been dealing with. But sometimes in the middle of all my self-preoccupation, good thinking about somebody else pops through. And what I thought was, well, Blanca, the boss, isn't here. Melchior, her husband, is not here. Yafet, the 30-year-old, is the one who's going to have to make the decision about whether to loan you. I don't think they do this for anybody else, but maybe they do. They sure don't want it public. Loan you 100 pesos, so you got 50 pesos for the bus to Playa and 50 pesos for the cab to the hospital. So tell them the truth. Tell them how sick you are. And they listened. And I said, what do you need? I said, 100 pesos. And Yafet said, yeah, we can do that. Some voice in me said, don't ask for tequila. You're asking them for loan you money. Don't tell them you also plan to get drunk, that you're irresponsible. That puts him in a terrible position. Does he really want to support that? No. You haven't hurt much today. Don't do it. Forego the tequila. So I've got my Coke and Cristal. I love that. I thought that was for tomorrow morning, but I need it now. I've got my trusty dog, Princess, walking with me. And I've got my quiet place, which is not. So usually when I come here, I say, God, what's the message you have for me today? And the message God has me for today, I've said it all today. I've made so many videos today. I need to go home and watch my videos. And if the pain comes back and I don't sleep tonight, I catch that bus at 7 a.m., dawn pretty much, and then we're off to the races. March 3rd was my first day visiting Bacalar, 4 hours south of here, which I was thinking was where I might want to relocate. And that was also my last day of being healthy. The last day I peed like a normal human being, not into a catheter, which is what I'm doing now. And it occurred to me afterwards, that may have been your last healthy day ever, and you missed it, man. And then I thought, no, I didn't miss it. I didn't know it was going to be my last healthy day, and it still may not. I may bounce back. I'm leaving open that possibility. But if it was, I made a video in Bacalar where I made a big fuss over how wonderful my waitress was. And for a couple of weeks I was going, are you going to move to Bacalar? And then I realized, you don't know if you're going to live a month or 4 months. If you get 6 months, you're not going to go to Bacalar. You're going to go back to Veracruz, where you have friends. You're going to go back to El Diamante, where you have your best friends in all of Mexico. Things change. You never know. You just don't know. Do you? In Chicago, where I'm from, there was a trivia game they'd play in the clubs at night titled, You Don't Know Jack. You don't know Jack. Jack. And Jack is one of the nicknames for me growing up. My pastor used to call me Jack. You don't know Jack. You do not know. These days I prefer to say shit. You don't know Jack. Jack. So keep on laughing, would you please? Please just laugh a little bit more. Smile a little bit more. Consider other people's feelings and don't put them in a bad position a little bit more. And play it by ear. Because it's never going to be what it was the day before, and you have to pay close attention or you're going to miss it. Yeah. And over the years of shooting videos, I have a little internal flag guy. Like at NASCAR, he's got the red flag, and when I come by, he says, "Time to go into the pits, man. You got to put some oil in that junker." So he just waved to me and said, "Time to live good. Say goodnight, Gracie." You have to know George Burns and Gracie Allen for that. I am old. Say goodnight, Gracie. Good night. Night, folks.